Hello, everyone. Hi, how are ya? Hello, hello, hello. I'm a couple minutes early, so let me just double check that. No, we're right on time. Let me make sure that we are live. Live, 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 live. Yay, we're live. The tech is working today. Aren't we lucky? So today we're going to really talk about living your core values. What is your values and are you really living into them? You know, this is really near and dear to my heart because it came up recently and it was like, oh, okay, that doesn't work. Um, so let's talk for a minute about this, how it really came up. First off, you are going to need a pen and paper. Okay, we're going to do this exercise. It's going to be really cool. You're really going to love it. So, and we're really going to deep dive into your values today. Okay, so true value, full value, we're going to have some fun. All right, how this came up. So, my friend the other day said to me, who has known me for about a year now, and said to me, well, maybe you're not a people person. And I'm like, what? And I didn't say this to her, but I did say, what? Like in my head, how can you think about this? How can you say that about me? That I'm not a people person. It's one of my values is connection and service. So how does this, how can this be that you would think this of me? And I realized that this picture summarized what I was expressing to the world. Kind of there, not a bad picture. Actually, it's kind of cool because I had just painted the RV, started painting of the RV, the mini cruiser, and one of my friends says it's her favorite picture of me. But look at that face. I'm like closed off. I'm not really welcoming. It looks like, yeah, I'm here. And that just doesn't work. It's okay, I'm gonna stop right here for a second. It's okay if we just jump right in, and just really just go into this. I really, really just want to make sure that you get a ton of value out of this training. So, but all of these are also me. And what I realized was I wasn't showing this side of me, these sides of me, as much. So this is not going to be a pitch fest. Okay, I'm not going to do all that. I am going to say that I am going to explain at the very end, about 3 minutes, explain my program, the True Awesome Life Mastermind, and ask if you want to have a call with me. You can go to trueawesomelife.com/clarity and book a call. Other than that, it's all good. We are really going to go into this assignment. And, like I said, grab that piece of paper. I'll give you a second to do that. Okay, you're done. So who am I? So yeah, my name is Jeff Purdue Atkins. I am an artist and author. I've been a designer. I've been a coach. I've worked with multiple international best-selling authors, artists, coaches, and Fortune 500 companies. I help create brands. I've grown sales. I've created systems and processes that really allow for their freedom in actions, options, and income. Right now, I live in a fifth wheel, 25-foot Kit Roadmaster fifth wheel. I am going totally nomadic the first week of May. I am so excited. It's been 2 years in the running, and I think that has a lot to do with where things are. This curtain might drive me crazy. So if that's distracting you, I'm sorry. It's distracting me a little bit. Let me fix that. All right. My nose stitches, all that stuff. I am studying the Jedi cleric. Yes, there are real Jedi. It's a real religion. Check it out at templeofjediorder.com. So that's kind of who what I do, and some of the labels I give myself, but who I am really is a divine space. I'm anchored by my in-breath and solidified by all other parts of divine. I am a loving, compassionate, powerful leader who's designing a true awesome life, not only for myself, but those in my sphere of influence. I'm an instrument of peace in the perceived chaos. So how is that not a people person? I had to really question, wow, if this is who I say I am, this is who I'm creating myself to be, how is that not coming off as a people person? So before you can start talking about living in your values, you have to look at what do you value, right? So we're going to grab a piece of paper. Like I said, grab that piece of paper, and I want you to draw 4 columns for me down that paper. It might be easier if you put it sideways, but take 4 columns. And at the top column, I want you to write, what do you value? And I want you to just take a moment and write down some of the things you value. Some great values are honesty and loyalty and freedom. It's one of my big ones. Authenticity is big for me. Creativity is huge for me, you know. But what family would be one that's really big for a lot of people, including myself, friends. What do you value? Like really, what is it that you really truly care about? One of mine is designing a true awesome life, not only for myself, but for my friends, for the people in my sphere of influence. What does that look like for you? Okay, so now that we kind of got some stuff down, and you can continue on throughout this whole exercise, okay? So I want you to stop for a second, and I want you to think, where did that come from? Okay, so values can come from many places. Cultural norms is a big one. You know, Values in the United States are different than the values in India, for instance. It's going to be different. Parents and family, a lot of that gets passed down from generation to generation. Your peers, you know, you come together, and there was this whole generation that peace and love was the idea, this whole hippie vibe, right? Kind of the start of the self-help movement. And then advertising, what you're seeing, all the things that are coming in and bombarding you. So I'm going to show you how that works. What is the good life? So I want you to think for a moment. When you close your eyes, and I want you to look, what is the good life to you? Now, for many of us, it's a house and a car and, the white picket fence. Or it might be the city with friends and a bustling nightlife. Might be travel. What is the good life? I can tell you that much of that good life that you're thinking of right now comes from your environment. And it's not really the values that you have. So I want you to put in column 2, where did that value come from? And I want you to look, and I want you to really look at, where did that value come from? Did it come from me? Did it come from outside? And then I want you to look and say, do I want to keep that value? Okay, I'm going to give you a couple minutes to do that. It's weird being quiet on a video. I really want you to do the exercise. Alrighty. And so, last but not least, is are you expressing that value? So I actually have done this to Max a few times. She's saying, "What beautiful morning, sun's shining. I just got to work out," and I'm like, "Coffee!" I have my coffee. So how you're expressing those values in your everyday life? Are you really living up to those values? And what does that look like? So in your fourth column, and before you do that, the number of vacation days that Americans didn't take in 2018 was 768 million. Okay. So people might say, "Oh, I value family. I value fun," but they're not expressing it. Now, it doesn't mean that you have to go to Disney World every time either. Taking a vacation, there's probably really great state parks right in your community. You could go that you can go to. They have been open throughout this whole COVID thing, so that's not an excuse either. You could go to all kinds of things. So the last thing I want you to break down is, are you living in that value? And if not, how can you? So are you living in that value? And if not, how can you? All right, so this is the True Awesome Life Mastermind. This is what we go through. And all this stuff goes right in that top part in your personal systems. So it tucks into goals and routines and mindset, and really how you design the life so that everything else revolves around it and works through it. So if you have that set up and your values and your life actually goes from that center and that core, like for our company, it's freedom and creativity, authenticity and profitability, that when you live your life from that space, everything else is just pure joy. Okay, so I have the True Awesome Life Mastermind. It is a 97-day mastermind, and where we're going to really go through and do step-by-step video instructions on how to set up each system. We're going to have exercises like this. We're going to talk about the professional systems, your operations, and making sure that they're in alignment so that it gives you the most freedom to implement your goals. Each week, we're going to do something on mindset each Monday to keep the voices at bay, and really, like this exercise again, what does that look like? How can you change your mindset? What can we do to live more fully into our values? And then we're actually support, right? It's not about me and giving this course. I didn't want this to be a course. I didn't want this to be another program. I really want this to be something to help you develop the life of your dreams, whatever that looks like. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, you could go ahead and book a call. It's at trueawesomelife.com/clarity. Okay. And if you're getting this on Facebook later and you're watching a replay, it'll probably be down below. And really, you want to stop and look at this. Make sure you do this exercise. If you skipped through it or didn't have enough time, really write down and do this exercise. And I know that each and every one of you will get a ton of stuff out of it, just like I did. And always remember that you are loved. I truly love each and every one of you. I value the time that you spent with me. Thank you so much for even looking at your life and looking at what it looks like. Thank you. So until next time, book that call, and I will see you soon.